He thought it was just another ordinary night. The cameras were off. The crowd had gone home. The cheers had faded into silence. But what happened next would become one of the most shocking moments in the life of Lee Min-ho. Before we begin, make sure you stay until the very end because this story is not just surprising, it is unforgettable. And if you love powerful K-drama stories and real-life celebrity moments that change everything, subscribe now to K-Drama Bliss and join our growing family. It started with a schedule that looked completely normal. Filming had wrapped late. The set lights were dimming. Staff members were packing equipment. Lee Min-ho smiled politely as he always does, thanking everyone for their hard work. To the world, he was the calm, charming superstar. The man who stole hearts and boys over flowers and redefined global fame through the Heirs. But that night, something felt different. As he walked toward his car, a strange stillness filled the air. The kind of silence that makes you pause. His manager noticed it too. The usual buzz of fans outside the studio gates was missing. No flashing phones. No distant whispers calling his name. Just an uneasy quiet. Moments later, the unexpected happened. A sudden commotion erupted near the exit. Security rushed forward. Voices overlapped in confusion. For a split second, Lee Min-ho froze. Not out of fear, but out of instinct. He turned back instead of stepping away. That single decision shocked everyone around him. What many people do not know is that fame comes with moments no one prepares you for. As security tried to control the situation, Lee Min-ho stepped closer to understand what was happening. A young fan had collapsed after waiting for hours without food or water. The atmosphere shifted instantly from tension to urgency. Without hesitation, he knelt beside her. Staff members urged him to move back, for safety. He refused. Calmly, gently, he spoke to the fan, asking her to stay awake, telling her help was coming. The superstar that millions see as untouchable was suddenly just a human being trying to help another human being. Witnesses later described the scene as surreal. The bright lights from nearby vehicles illuminated his face. Not the polished actor from the screen, but a concerned man focused only on the person in front of him. It was not scripted. There were no directors. Noritex. An ambulance arrived quickly. As medical staff assisted the fan, Lee Min-ho stood back quietly, watching to make sure she was stable. He did not leave until he was certain she was receiving proper care. Even then, he instructed his team to follow up and cover her hospital expenses. But the shock did not end there. The next morning, videos from bystanders began circulating online. Within hours, social media exploded. Fans across the globe from Seoul to New York were stunned. Many admitted they had admired him for his roles in The King, Eternal Monarch, and Legend of the Blue Sea, but this moment showed a different kind of hero. Hashtags trended worldwide. Comments flooded in. People who were not even K-drama fans began sharing the clips. The shocking part was not danger or scandal. It was the unexpected depth of compassion in a world where celebrities often walk away from chaos. Industry insiders later revealed that his team initially tried to keep the incident private. They did not want it to look like a publicity move. But the internet had already seen it. And once fans saw it, there was no turning back. Interviews with staff members painted an even more powerful picture. They said this was not the first time he had quietly stepped in to help someone. He simply never allowed cameras to capture it. That night just happened to be different. Imagine the pressure. Imagine being one of the most recognizable faces in Asia. Every move watched. Every reaction analyzed. In that moment, he could have chosen distance. He could have chosen safety. Instead, he chose empathy. And that is why fans cannot believe what happened. The shocking incident was not about danger. It was about character. It revealed the kind of man behind the fame. The kind who remembers what it feels like to struggle. The kind who understands that fans are not just numbers on a screen, but real people with real emotions. As days passed, the recovered fan shared a heartfelt message online. She described hearing his voice telling her to stay strong. She said that in her blurred vision, she recognized him not as a superstar, but as someone who genuinely cared. The story reached international news outlets. Commentators praised him. Fellow actors quietly expressed admiration. Some said this single moment strengthened his legacy more than any award ever could. In the competitive world of entertainment, reputations can change overnight. But in this case, the change was powerful in the best possible way. Viewers began rewatching his dramas with new eyes. Scenes of him protecting a love interest or standing up for justice felt more authentic because now they had seen that courage in real life. This incident also sparked conversations about fan safety. Agencies began implementing stricter guidelines to prevent similar situations. In a surprising twist, the shocking night led to meaningful change within the industry. And perhaps that is the most mind-blowing part of all. A quiet act of compassion created a ripple effect across an entire entertainment system. When we talk about stars, we often focus on glamour, wealth, and popularity. But moments like this remind us why certain names endure. Lee Min-ho did not need a script to be heroic. He did not need dramatic music or cinematic lighting. He simply acted from the heart. For fans watching around the world, the message was clear. Behind the flawless visuals and iconic roles is someone who understands responsibility. Someone who knows that influence means more than trending topics. So, what can we learn from this shocking experience? That true impact is built in quiet decisions. That character reveals itself in unexpected moments. And that sometimes the most unforgettable scenes are the ones that happen off camera. If this story moved you, imagine how many more untold moments exist behind the scenes of your favorite K-drama stars. Stay with K-Drama Bliss for more powerful stories that go beyond the screen. Subscribe, like this video, and share it with fellow fans who believe that real-life moments can be even more dramatic than fiction. Because sometimes, the most shocking incident is not about scandal. It is about humanity. The world thought the story was over. It was not. Because what happened after that night changed everything in ways no one expected, not even Lee Min-ho himself. While social media was still exploding with praise, something quieter was unfolding behind the scenes. His agency received thousands of messages. Some were emotional. Some were grateful. Some were from fans who admitted they had once put themselves in risky situations just to catch a glimpse of him. That was when the deeper realization hit. This was not just a shocking incident. It was a wake-up call. A private meeting was arranged the following week. No press.
No announcements.
Just Lee Min-ho, his management team, and several industry coordinators. The topic was simple but powerful. How do we protect fans better? Sources later revealed that he personally pushed for stricter crowd control measures during filming and public events. He insisted on hydration stations at outdoor shoots. He asked staff to shorten waiting periods whenever possible. Some executives initially hesitated due to budget concerns. He did not. He reminded them that fame exists because of fans. And fans deserve safety. That conversation alone shocked insiders. But part 2 of this story goes even deeper. A few months later, during preparations for a major international appearance, his team noticed something unusual. Ticket demand had exceeded expectations. Lines began forming days in advance. The same risky pattern was emerging again. This time, he acted before anything could happen. Instead of arriving through the main entrance as planned, he requested a controlled virtual greeting first. A large screen was set up outside the venue. Before stepping inside, he appeared live to thank everyone for coming and gently urged them to prioritize their health and safety. He spoke calmly. He told them their love meant everything to him. He told them no photo or handshake was worth exhaustion or harm. He promised there would always be another opportunity to meet. The crowd grew silent. Fans later described the moment as emotional and unexpected. Many admitted they had never heard a celebrity speak so directly about their well-being. The energy shifted from chaos to unity. Inside the venue, organizers confirmed that the atmosphere remained steady and controlled.
No incidents. No emergencies.
Just admiration. And that is when people began calling it more than a shocking experience. They called it leadership. In interviews promoting his projects like Pachinko, he was asked about that night again. He did not dramatize it. He did not exaggerate it. He simply said that being in the spotlight comes with responsibility. He explained that actors play heroes on screen, but real life offers moments where you must choose whether to live by those values. That sentence alone went viral. Clips of the interview circulated across platforms. Comment sections filled with messages from fans saying they felt seen and respected. Some even shared personal stories of how they decided to take better care of themselves after hearing him speak. That is impact. But there was one more mind-blowing twist. The young fan from that original night eventually recovered fully. Months later, she was invited quietly to visit a filming set under controlled conditions. Not for publicity, not for cameras, just to close a chapter properly. Witnesses said their conversation was simple and sincere. She thanked him for staying by her side. He thanked her for reminding him how powerful influence can be. No dramatic headlines covered that reunion. Yet for those who knew about it, it became one of the most meaningful parts of the entire story. The shocking incident that once dominated social media slowly transformed into something bigger. A reminder that fame can be handled with grace. That real strength shows up in calm decisions. That the most unforgettable scenes do not need special effects. Today, when fans rewatch iconic moments from the Heirs or feel the intensity of the King Eternal Monarch, there is an added layer of admiration. Because they have seen the person behind the character. And that is why this story continues to resonate. It was never about scandal. It was never about chaos. It was about a single choice in a single moment that revealed who he truly is. If this part 2 opened your eyes even more, imagine what other untold stories exist in the world of Korean entertainment. Stay connected to K-Drama Bliss for deeper stories that go beyond headlines. Like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. And subscribe so you never miss the next powerful revelation. Because sometimes, the sequel to a shocking incident is even more inspiring than the first chapter.